How's it going, prospectors? Welcome back to the shed. We got another episode of Backyard Prospecting here for you today. I just want to apologize to everybody. I've been out for a few weeks. Haven't really put anything out since around Christmas time. And the reason for that is I'm working on a side project for the channel here. I'm not going to say what it is just yet, but it's the surprise I've been talking about for a while. But last couple weeks I've been down because I actually had to go to surgery. I had a tumor they found on the side of my eye that had to be removed. And so I had surgery last Friday, went smoothly, went in at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, was home by noon, and then I just rested, sat on my ass for the rest of the weekend. And I've been healing ever since, and I'm feeling good today, so I wanted to do a Paydirt review because I owe, it's been a while, and I feel like I owe you guys a little something here for hanging with me. I did finally get a heater out here, and it's keeping me nice and warm. But I got this Paydirt early last month, and I've just been kind of sitting on it, but I've been really wanting to dig into it. It's from Prospectors Paydirt. Let me see if you can... see if the camera will decide to focus in on that. Prospectors Paydirt. It's prospectorspaydirt.com is where you can find it. They delivered this out here to me to the shed. Let me get the information page up on this. So Prospectors Paydirt, these guys are out of Ontario, Canada. They make old panning Paydirt bags. What I bought here is their treasure hunt. It was $125. For shipping was free because it's fucking $125 fucking bag of dirt. And yeah, it's supposed to be a treasure hunt. 5 bags available in round 2. I don't know really what that means. Maybe it's like a contest thing, but it says there's many artisan-made pieces, handcrafted, collected by rock. So there's going to be treasures in the bag, is what apparently is going on. My autofocus is not doing its job today. All right. Anyway, so there's supposed to be treasures in the bag. We're going to go through it, see what they got. Let's open it up and see what we have. I've left the box completely closed ever since I got it. And so we're opening this together. We're going to find out what we got together. Now, I want to be careful slicing here because I don't want to slice into the bag of Paydirt or anything. So we'll close the blade, put it back on the magnet. All right. Opening the box here. Because this is like a treasure bag grab thing, that's why I wanted to leave everything closed so that you guys are experiencing this with me firsthand. So I didn't fuck with anything inside. This is what you're gonna get. It's a $125 treasure bag, so something I think everybody wants to see what they're gonna potentially get. So some bubble wrap that just popped on you. Keeping it inside nice and tight and tucked in. That's great. Right off the top bat, I got included a little itty bitty vial. That's kind of cool, right? So we'll put that over here on the side. Pulling out the treasure bag. Put the box up here for a minute. Pulling out the treasure bag here. Apparently there's some dirt in there somewhere. Bubble wrap. Super bubble wrap. Now, I guess I should have read the description a little better because I don't even know how much dirt I'm supposed to be getting here. I guess since it's a built bag, it doesn't really matter how much dirt I get. What matters is how much treasure I wind up with, So we'll see what we got. So packaging was really good. Double wrapped up in these little bubble popper sheets. Then inside we have a nice big Ziploc bag That's going to keep everything, should it open up, nice and safe. The dirt itself, pull this out, is in one of those Mylar heat shrink, sealing bags. It is sealed up here on top. Oh wait, no, you can see it. So it's kind of heat sealed. It was most of the way heat sealed. There is a little piece that's open right here. Not a big deal, I guess. It didn't open. The zipper inside kept it. Should the zipper inside had failed, it would have been in the Ziploc bag anyway. So not too big of a deal. Shit happens, but there we are. And then yeah, there's another bag of something inside of here. I'm not sure what that is just yet. But before I do anything else, I want to weigh this dirt. See how much we actually got. Weigh it up right here as it is. So you can see here with me. All right, we are zeroed out. Bag and dirt and everything is just a little bit under 2 pounds. So we'll say 1.8 pounds. So, shit. Realization's just setting in that I paid $125 for a pound of dirt. Woo. Hopefully, this will have paid off in some way. We'll get some of that back. So, first off, you know, I mean, it's like, I've said first off like 10 times already. Whatever this off, looking into the bag right off the bat, I can see some like mineral stuff, a big old chunk of pyrite. Looks like a little chunk of quartz. There's another little baggie in the baggie. So, in the bag, get a hi, sons of bitches. So they got inside the bag here, already set aside for us, is a little Brazilian, it's labeled as a Brazilian emerald, a rough 11 karat emerald, and they've got it priced value priced at, god damn it, what the hell's going on with my auto focus here, man? There we go. And they got it priced at $65 value. I don't know about that. Next, inside of here, we have a 7-gram itty bitty something. A size number 6, it says. It's a little gem. I can't really even tell what kind of gem it is. Looks like maybe a brown topaz. Let's get up in here so you guys can see this too. Looks like maybe I think it's a topaz. It's really dark brown. Little gem. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's a little topaz anyway. So that's worth whatever that's worth. A little itty bitty thing, probably like $2. Next up, this one looks to be a little sapphire. A little itty bitty, I don't even know if the camera could see that little thing. Itty bitty 1.5 millimeter thing. Little sapphire, I guess. That's cute. So I guess those are the treasures in here. A little rough cut emerald, a little itty bitty sapphire, and a little brown topaz. I'm going to guess that's what all the other two are. They're really small. But that's cool. Looking in the bag here, there's a bunch of gemmy stuff. Looks like a bunch of minerals that are thrown in there. All right, well, this will be better for classification, so I'm going to zoom out on this damn thing. I need a cameraman. Make sure that I'm in focus and in frame and all that shit. All right, so got a little gem in there that they're claiming a $65 value. A little itty bitty sapphire, a little itty bitty topaz. They're cute little gems. I'm gonna set those to the side. Next up, I'm gonna classify the pound of dirt, or the 2 pounds of dirt here. I'm gonna bust them all out, get my classifiers and whatnot. Before I do that, I'm this time gonna remember to put my gloves on. So we'll do that right now. We'll get reset up real quick right here, and we'll show you what we got. All right, we're all ready to go with classification here. So I'm gonna grab the biggest mesh I got first, obviously. Remove anything that's in there. A little bit bucket thing. Let's pour it in. Now, the dirt is all nice and dry, and that is something I do appreciate. Shaking out, I did see a little flake of gold in there, so we know it has a little something. Mother. So we know it has a little something in there. Let's get this dusty ass bag out of the way. Alright. Now looking in here right off the top, there's a bunch of little polished stones they throw in here. Little polished garnets. Looks like a polished garnet. Polished peridot, maybe. Little drop ball of silver, water drop silver. Let's keep on classifying. So I'm just going to classify all this out real quick and then speed up the video for you guys. And we'll go over everything we found at the end of the classification before we run it. Whew, look at that dust. This is very dusty dirt. Ooh, dusty. Okay. Step back and zoom out. All right. Now, let's go over everything we got. So what I got above the plus 1/4 inch, here you'll see is just a bunch of little token gems, polished stones, little cool stuff, terminated point, quartz pieces, a little piece of glass, and some pyrite, some amethyst, little chunky stuffs, nothing really gem quality or anything. The quartz are kind of nice. There's a double. Check that out, little double terminated end. You know, that's kind of unique. So nice, cool things to get. Not gonna down on them for that for sure. So, but no big chunks of gold in there. So we're just gonna set this over here to the side. Next up, we have our plus 10. Stuff was bigger than the 10 mesh here. So in here we got some more quartz pieces that slip through long end ways. A bunch of little blueberry things. I don't know what the hell those are. Little beads. Look like little plastic beads. I'm sure there's some sort of tumbled stone, maybe cobalt or more lapis. There's a blue smoothed out stone. Bunch of little pieces of garnet in there. More pyrite, big chunks of pyrite. That makes it look cool. Oh, yeah, there's a little water drop silver.
Not seeing any gold in there. Oh, I do see a little piece of gold right there, so that'll get caught up when we run it through the sluice. So that's cool. All right, there's another either barrel or glass. Some sort of maybe fluorite. All right, next up we have the plus 20 stuff. In here we're going to find some more of those little blue beads. I do see some flakes of gold in here, so I think in my guesstimation I'm going to find the majority of my gold here in the plus 10. Just because I can see little flecks of it, specks of it throughout, little nuggies. So this one I think is going to be do us nicely. Next up is going to be, I'm sorry, that was the plus 20, not plus 10. Plus 20 is where we're going to see the most of our gold, is what I'm thinking. Next up, we have the plus 40 stuff, kind of sandy. You know, about a lip of the pan here. It's worth of dirt. I did see some amount of gold in there as I shake it around. I don't know if it's being picked up on the camera, but I do see a little bit in there. I don't expect to see a whole heck of a lot, though. Scoot that there so it doesn't fall off the thing. And then finally, the dust, the minus 40 stuff. Who knows what we're going to find in there. So let me look around here real quickly, find my magnet, and we can take a look at what we got in here. Now, I mean, you can just see, hopefully the camera's picking it up, but you can see how black the sands are in here. There's a fair amount of what looks to be magnetics. So we're going to find out what that looks like. Oh yeah, sands are moving. Haven't even touched it yet and everything's jumping to the magnet. There's a whole layer of it already jumped up there. So we'll dig in a little bit, see what sticks. Oh boy, that's a fair amount. It's pretty clean though. Now these guys state that they make their pay dirt, so I'm guessing they take some clean dirt, some magnetite they get from somewhere and dump it all in, because it seems pretty well separated from the dirt. I don't know if that makes any sense. But either way, there will be a little bit of that to deal with in that one. In the plus 40. Not a whole lot in there. And so that's why I think that they add it. So maybe that makes it more clear what I was thinking. Because there's only the magnetite and the small stuff, it seems like it's more from a source as opposed to naturally occurring in the sand. Not a lot of magnets in the magnetics in there. Like a couple in there. I'm not even going to bother with that stuff. The plus 20, a couple pieces stuck there. So, you know, maybe, whatever. Anyways, not a whole lot of magnetics to deal with in the big end either. So yeah, so far it's looking good. Thinking we're going to see some good gold here, maybe some gold here, some decent gold in here, maybe some fines, depending on how they build their bags out. Not expecting a whole lot of anything out of the larger stuff. So let me get the sluice box going. Let me get this. Really got to get a cameraman. All right. Welcome back. Let me get my sluice box going. And you'll notice, maybe you've noticed. I don't know if you've seen it. Got a new tub for it. Part of the rebuilding. So a little bit more room to work with in there and move things around so I don't have to tear everything down every time I want to pull that tub out of there. So anyways, we're going to give that its first workout. I'm going to wet this dirt up and then let's see what we got. Got everything all wetted up. Sluice is running. Dirt's out of my way. Let's get going and see what we got. So let's put a little bit more water in this stuff. Right down too well. Looking in here, not a whole lot of organics in there. There is somebody's hair. The girlfriend's hair is on my Paydirt. I'll take that aside. And Miss is asking what's going on. Oh wait.
stuff is really cool that they put and they included in here. Make it hard to protect the rust. But there is all sorts of miscellaneous little, I don't even know what that looks like a lapis, pure lapis, pieces of silver. I'm going to call that pyrite something they included too. Because there's a bunch of big chunks of it, but not any actual dust of it. Jimmy in here. So that's how you know it's not natural, because they're crumpled. The river's going to do a little bit of work over to this stuff, but it's not going to give it that super polished look like some of these rocks got. They just haven't crumpled for a little while. Chips off the bigger rocks. More Jimmy stuff. Let's start running some of this. I'm giving up on that.
Okay, so we got it all dried out here. I got all the extras laid out before me. So the gold is cooled down a little bit, so let's pull that out here now and see what we wound up with. Okay, so we're just gonna tap it out here, make sure we get all the little itty bitty pieces out of the cup. And let's see. And all right, there we go. We wound up with 1.84 grams of gold, which is just about a little bit under one. Yeah, it's 1.84. Quite a bit less than you would expect out of such a pricey bag, even with all these extras in it. So let's come back around and get you an ROI and the final words.
All right, so like I was pointing out earlier in the video, the audio dropped off, and so I had a long section of the video that was just me blah 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 blahing, but there was no audio to it. So rather than trying to voice over that whole section and try to sync things up, I just decided to re-record and kind of summarize for you, kind of wrap it up quick. I know this video is already kind of long in the tooth, so overall, what we wound up getting out of the bag is an interesting bag because it wasn't your traditional straight up pay dirt bag where it's just straight gold and that's what you get. There was gold in what you would call treasures, you know, discoverables, things that have their own, oh hey, that's kind of cool kind of value. And you'll get pay dirt from time to time that have those, and they're really cool to find when they're cool, so to speak. So you got to look at the value of a pay dirt like that a little bit differently than just your straight up pay dirt bags, your gold pay dirt bags. So like I said, we'll keep this short. Summary, basically, we found 1.184 grams of gold. The bag cost was $125, no shipping, no tax, because, you know, Canada, blah, blah, blah. The gold value, roughly 18 karat gold, is about $47, so, you know, $47.78. which gives you a direct gold ROI of about 38.2%, which is a little on the lower end of all right. We'd always like more than that. Now, the value of the treasures is a very subjective thing, and on the claimed value of the treasures, the main one being that green emerald, they had it written up at $65. I don't necessarily agree with that. I've been looking through a lot of gems recently, and I know that the value varies definitely, but for a low quality gem, I think it's a lot less than 65. But going off of just that, there was no written value on the other two gems that we found, but I'm going to value those at about $2 each, because that's what I'm seeing them for as I'm looking through different gem listings on the internet. And then the random miscellaneous gems, you can get bags of random miscellaneous gems for really cheap, 15 bucks for a pound or two. So I give, a few sprinkles of those a value of about $5. So based on the perceived value of the bag, it's about $121, which all of that would give you a higher ROI. So I don't necessarily agree with the perceived value. Again, it's really going to be subjective. I think, including the treasures, a realistic value on the gems, I think your real ROI is going to be more around the 50% range if you value the treasures as something of value. Now, the thing about this bag is a lot of the treasures were really, really small add-ins, which are really just aggregate enhancers. They're too small to sit there picking out one by one. There's no real value to them. You could go on Amazon or eBay and buy a bag of them for super cheap if you really wanted a collection of that. So picking those little itty-bitty things out of pay dirt is really fruitless. Unless you're like a little kid and you've got nothing but time to go through the small pieces and you want to just grab all those for fun. If that's the case, then cool. You may have even more fun with this bag than I did. I gotta call it, at some point, where is it worth my time picking these little valueless gems out of the dirt versus just letting them go. A lot of those little blue, I refer to them as little blueberries. Those little lapis or whatever they were, I just let them go because I'm not gonna sit there with the tweezers going through and picking every single little one out. That's a lot of work. They were just too small, but it's cool to see them in there. It's a little something different from what you see from a lot of other pay dirts that are just like sand and rocks. So that's pretty all right. So like I say, the actual gold value for you guys looking into, curious just about that, is pretty low. So if you're looking for a bag of a good ROI in just gold, I would absolutely skip this bag. This one was the treasure pay dirt kind of thing. So it was like a limited thing, maybe a raffle type deal. Maybe there was a bag of this or one of these that had a lot more gold in it. Maybe what I got was considered the treasure as listed on the site. I don't know. If it was, I wouldn't really agree with that. But it was an okay bag to go through. I think it's just the price of it, considering the actual gold that I got back, was really, really high. I probably wouldn't pick another one of these up just on the chance that I might get one just like this again. If there's a treasure bag, that's a good chance. But for 120 bucks, I can go to Gold Bay and get like a 3-gram guaranteed bag and know I'm going to have 3 grams of gold when I'm done panning. So that versus, well, maybe the ones at Gold Bay are a little bit more, but you understand what I'm saying. You can get a 2-gram guaranteed bag somewhere and it'll be 120 bucks or whatever, and you're going to come out with 2 grams of gold at minimum. So I would go steer something towards that. This is something I think if they can roll the price back a little bit, it might be a little bit more of a value to it, but I would say in the future, I would pass on this one again. The add-ins just didn't add enough value to it for me to really push it into that high value pay dirt range. They did have some other dirt on their site that might be a little bit better. You can check that out for sure. Or if you want to take a gamble and roll the dice, check out one of these ones. But I think I'll be looking to other pay dirts here and see what else is out there. So anyways, just want to thank you all for joining me once again here in the backyard. Well, in the living room today. But thank you anyways for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time. Peace.